What is going on, you guys? Bashtian here, and today I really just want to go ahead and look at this archetype and pretty much read it for the first time. I have not read any of these effects before. It just looks really cool. You got some Winnie the Pooh looking card, and honestly that just really excites me. Is that weird? Probably a little bit, but I'm a guy who pretty much I love all things cartoons. Growing up, love Winnie the Pooh. He's the boy. Did I watch Christopher Robin? Hell no, because that movie looked like absolute doggy doo-doo. However, I really am interested in this archetype. It looks really cool, fun. It feels like they should be more plant-based because they're Vernalizer, so it's like fertilizer, which in a way is but that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. I'm excited. Let's go ahead and see what this archetype is really all about. So, Vernalizers. The first one we got is Vernalizer, Fairy of Hills and Blooms. Level 4 Earth Fairy. Okay. I just really want a searcher for Fairy that isn't banned. AKA Eva. So let's see. Okay, so you can only use the first effect of this card's effect once per turn. Okay, so number one. Okay, so you can discard this card and one other monster or Vernalizer Fairy card. Add one Vernalizer Fairy card from your deck to your hand, except Vernalizer Fairy of the Hills and Blooms. Okay, so basically this is exactly what I wanted. And it doesn't search the fairies, but it searches the Vernalizer Fairy, so it's okay, you know, there we go. Let's see. Then you can special summon one Earth monster from your graveyard, but you cannot activate that monster's effects for the rest of this turn. Okay, Vernalizer Fairy monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay, cool. So it adds a card to your hand and then special summons an Earth monster from your graveyard. That is very generic. Level 4 Earth monster. Where have we seen this before? Nah, it's not gonna have any synergy with Zodiac. Okay, so level 4 Earth. Overall, pretty cool. So you pretty much, it's an even trade-off per se. So you discard itself. Oh, you know what? You discard this, another of the Vernalizer Fairy monsters. Then you activate this card. Then this card's effect is gonna let you add a Vernalizer Fairy card from your deck to your hand. Then special summon that Earth monster you discarded with it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, you know what? It, does a thing or two here and there. Can you special summon itself? Add a Vernalizer card to your hand except Vernalizer, so you can't add itself, but then you can special summon an Earth monster from your graveyard. You just can't activate monster effects, but you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of... Wait, what? Oh, except Earth monsters. Cool. So this actually is really good. So you get to discard itself and another card and special summon itself, so you're really not losing out any card advantage. And the second effect is Vernalizer Fairy monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. So cool. Alright, searches can special summon itself, protects your Vernalizer Fairy monsters from being destroyed by card effects, and you special summon in defense with that 2k booty. That's not bad at all. I'll take that. Alright, what we got next? Vernalizer Fairy of Forests and Awakening. That is a bear, and that's adorable. Let's see. So you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Number one, you can discard this card and one other Vernalizer Fairy card, other monster or Vernalizer Fairy card. Send from your deck to your graveyard one Earth monster that can be normal summoned or set. Okay. Then you can special summon one Earth monster with a different name from your graveyard, but you cannot activate, so you again can special summon himself, if I'm reading that correctly. Okay, number two, you can target one Vernalizer Fairy monster you control. Its current attack becomes doubled until the end of this turn. Not bad. Okay, so they can all technically special summon themselves, and I see where the advantage is going. It seems like it takes quite a bit of card advantage to go ahead and get the deck rolling, but maybe they have other search cards, or they have like a draw effect later on. Ah, so cute. Okay, so this bunny, Vernalizer Fairy of Flowers and Fields, level 3 Earth Fairy. Okay, the other one was level 4, right? Level 4 Earth Fairy, yeah. So they're all Earth monsters so far. Good to have synergy in your deck. You can discard this card on one other monster or Vernalizer Fairy card. Add one Earth monster from your graveyard to your hand, except this card. Then you can special summon one Earth monster from your graveyard, yada yada Earth monsters. Lets you add back the card, and you can special summon this card. I wonder if this has any Xyz monsters. I really have not looked at this archetype whatsoever. It just looked really cute, and I really wanted to go ahead and check it out. Your opponent cannot target Vernalizer Fairy cards you control with card effects. So we got protection from destruction by card effects, targeting by card effects. We got protection from or you can double someone's attack. All these attacks are extremely low. We got 200, 600, and a 900 attack, so I really don't think we're going to be doing much damage with this. Okay, cool. So Winnie the Pooh has the most attack points. That's good to see. Vernalizer Fairy of Mountains and Melting Snow. You can only use the first second of cards effect name once per turn. Number 1, you can discard this card on one other fairy card, draw one card, then you can special summon one Earth monster from your graveyard. Okay, cool. So again, more draw effects. A special summon itself, technically. Okay. You can target one Vernalizer Fairy monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase. Again, it says each battle phase, like there's multiple. So that's interesting. Okay, so what I like about this so far is that they all have that Earth monster synergy. Is there an Earth Elemental Lord? There is, right? Because that'd be interesting. That'd be really, really interesting. But so they all activate in the hand, so they don't really have graveyard effects, which means you're not really going to be playing around with the graveyard too much. As far as like activated effects in the graveyard. So okay. I'm just saying that because a lot of our current decks nowadays have some type of have a lot more like graveyard interaction. So you're probably gonna have to mix this with some other deck. They're all fairies. I feel like they should be between plants and beasts, personally speaking. But okay, cool. So they can make a second attack. So essentially, it has synergy with the Forest Awakening. So you activate this guy's effect to double the attack of the Winnie the Pooh card, and then you can attack twice for 2,200. But that's pretty underwhelming. All right, let's see what else they got. Okay, now for their support cards. So, Flower Crown of the Vernalizer Fairy. Earth monsters you control are treated as Vernalizer Fairy. Okay, so this is talking about all Earth monsters. Pretty cool. I'm starting to see a little bit more synergy with that one specific archetype that will not be mentioned anymore than it already has. Once per turn, a Vernalizer Fairy monster in your hand would discard itself and one other to activate its effects. You can make it only discard itself instead. That's a good card. Okay, cool. So now that pretty much takes care of the issue with the card advantage situation, with it taking a whole bunch of you really need a whole bunch of cards in your hand in order to be activated. So this is a card you're gonna want in your hand ASAP to go ahead and make sure that you're able to maximize. Because all of them pretty much special summon an Earth monster from the graveyard after fulfilling its effect, which means then you can go ahead and just keep basically essentially sending to the graveyard, special summon themselves, and then gaining an effect as well. So that's really, really good. I like this card quite a bit. It's pretty much what they needed. Kind of wish it would have been a field spell so not take up space in the spell and trap card zone, so that we can also search it with terraforming, or set rotation, or metaverse. But it's all good. So that's a really good card. Let's see what else they got. A trap. Okay, Calendar Rotation of the Vernalizer Fairy. It's a normal trap card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Target one Vernalizer Fairy monster in your graveyard. Either add it to your hand or special summon it. Okay. During your opponent's turn, if you have no cards in your hand except during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. What? During your opponent's turn, if you have no cards in your hand except during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Can do. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon as many Vernalizer Fairy monster different names as possible from your graveyard, then return to the hand during the end phase. What? Wait a minute. Hold up. What'd you say to me? Is that soul? What's it called? Solar recharge? Soul. Ah, damn. What's that card that's banned? Whatever. I'll put it up on the screen. That's really good. It's an extremely slow effect because it's a trap card, So you're really going to be activating this effect on turn 4 because it has to be activated during your opponent's turn. So you're going to set it, wait 1 turn, during your opponent's turn, activate the effect to special summon or add back to your hand a Vernalizer fairy monster from your graveyard, then sits in your graveyard for your turn, and then during your opponent's turn, right, you can banish that card, special summon as many Vernalizer fairy monsters of different names as possible from your graveyard, then return to the hand during the end phase. So that is first of all, it's a fantastic effect, don't get me wrong, great, good job, but it's wildly slow. Okay, I mean, alright, look, we're not done with this. It's a cool effect. It has that is the exact same effect as that spell that's banned and I can't think the name of, but again, it's up on the screen somewhere. Wow, okay. And the last trap card that we have, the last support card that we have is the Vernalizer Fairy and Flower Buds. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn, so hard once per turn. Target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Earth monsters special summoned from the graveyard with different names. Return Earth monsters you control to the hand equal to the number of targets, and if you do, return those targets to the hand. That is a 3 of. Wow. The main thing I'm seeing right now is that there tends to be a little bit more support cards for normal traps that I'm seeing in the current format, with the Layer of Darkness support with the Lilith and the Lady of Laments style cards. I believe there's 3 or 4 of them. There's Malice, Alice, you know, all of those type of cards as well. So they have a lot of new trap cards. I know there's been a few more that come out here or there. There's been the Angel with Blue Tears as well, which is more of a Trickstar card, but again, it's normal trap support as well. And honestly, it's cool. It's I don't see this being tier 1 whatsoever, but it has an interesting effect. Now, if you'd have to play cards like a Foolish Burial Goods to maximize these cards. I believe it's going to be more of a trap heavy deck, so you have to play Trap Trick, Foolish Burial Goods most likely for this trap card as well. That way you can activate it turn 2 instead of turn 4 after you get this card into the graveyard. So that's not bad. Like I said, all these cards are basically gonna all the effect monsters are gonna be special summoning themselves from the graveyard for free, essentially. So that's really cool. Again, it has a little bit of synergy potentially with that deck that shall not be mentioned, but it's you know, it'll be up on the screen. Is it interesting? I'm intrigued by it. Is it viable? I think it's yet to see. It does target, which is unfortunate. If it didn't target, this would be really good. But that's a really interesting concept. I mean, I like that Konami's really branching out, doing some weird nonsense. But it's, how do I say this? It feels a little bit spell and trap card. Oh, not a little bit. It's extremely spell and trap card reliant. To the point where it's you need this card, the Flower Crown of Vernalizer Fairy, for you to be able to really maximize your card advantage and to be able to just really go off. And the fact that they are level 4 fairies and they don't really have like a search card that specifically searches like a spell card like Fossil Dig says, hey, add 1 Vernalizer Fairy or 1 level 4 Earth monster or level 3 Earth monster from your deck to your hand that has less than 1,000 attack points, which I know would be really busted as well. But I don't know, I feel like it's just missing some power cards. It has no form of damage output whatsoever, so good luck with that. But it's a neat deck. I like the creativity Konami's doing with this. I approve of that, and that's pretty much all I really got to say about it. I mean, it has some cool interactions. I like that it can, you know, they all special summon themselves, and again, it has synergy with a lot of Earth reliant decks. Maybe you play this with like Infinitrack. Not really sure how you're gonna pull that off, but it's another theory out there. So let me know what you guys think of the Vernalizer Fairy archetype. Is it gonna be tier 1? Don't lie to yourself. Is it gonna be a tier 2? Again, don't lie to yourself. But it seems like a fun deck. Let me know what you guys think of it. And if you guys like videos, let's go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video and subscribe for more, guys. And having a lot more. I'm planning to have a lot more content up and flowing on the channel. Hopefully, start doing a little bit more outside the box type things, a little bit more reviews like this. Maybe I'll start uploading anywhere between the 4 to 5 videos a week mark. Right now I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but let me know what you guys want to see. If you guys want to see more videos like this where I just analyze and pretty much give you my raw opinion on new archetypes. If you guys, I know you guys like the before you buy series, but do you guys like more of the competitive builds? You like more of the budget builds? Again, let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more videos, guys, and I'll go ahead and see you in the next one.